Coastal living in the Gulf of Mexico is filled with rich culture, beautiful shorelines with incredible views, and salt water at the heart of our communities. But living here means facing increasing coastal hazards. Gulf communities are no stranger to flooding and storms, but sinking lands, rising seas, and worsening hurricanes increase our risk for more severe hazards. Erosion will intensify, storm surge will be higher and go farther, salt water will intrude into fresh water, and flooding will happen more frequently, disrupting everyday life and exposing infrastructure to further damage. Existing protection measures cannot keep communities safe as the waters rise. To maintain our way of life, we need to understand what sea level rise is and how it will shape our communities and the decisions we make in the decades to come. Sea level is the starting point of water depth. Waves and tides affect our perception of sea level but are not included when measuring it over long periods of time. All along the Gulf, tide stations and satellites measure and track the sea level. It's these very measurements that show us that our seas are rising. Simply put, sea level rise is the increase in water level with two primary causes. The first is melting land ice, and the second is seawater taking up more space as it warms. Sea level rise isn't new. As the Earth warms and cools, sea levels move up and down. But decades of observations tell us that we are warming and that our seas are getting higher. The Earth's ice will continue to melt, and at a faster pace. Every coastal community will experience sea level rise differently, though. In the northern Gulf of Mexico, the coast has a very low and gradual slope, leaving little natural barrier for the increasing seas. As a result, small increases in sea level have more noticeable impacts and more significant consequences. Additionally, in some areas of the Gulf, the land is sinking. This comes from both natural and man-made causes like sediment compaction, pulling oil and natural gas from underground, and overpumping of groundwater for activities including irrigation or industrial or municipal water use. As the land sinks, the impact of rising waters increases, meaning coastal defenses and buildings designed to weather today's storms will not protect us in the future. Because every community will experience sea level rise differently, scientists use multiple models to understand the range of possible sea level rise impacts. In the northern Gulf of Mexico, they found that the sea level rise will be around 25% higher than the global average. This means that we could experience 1 foot to 11 feet of sea level rise by 2100. With sea level rise affecting each community in a different way, no scenario will be perfect, but together, these projections give coastal areas the best information possible to plan for the future. Sea level rise is a long-term problem that's already affecting us and requires a combination of short and long-term solutions. Models used today give planners, developers, and elected officials the information needed for our communities to face these challenges in the coming years and decades. All of us make decisions, so regardless of your role in the community, there are plenty of things you can do to lessen the effects of sea level rise. First, understand your risks by exploring potential future conditions. As an individual, you can address these risks with a number of actions, such as adapting your home and property for future floods and storms so you can be more resilient, recovering faster, and avoiding damages. Communities can tackle these issues when conducting new building or rebuilding by considering sea level rise and future flooding. Investments in critical infrastructure and facilities can be protected by building in areas or ways that won't be susceptible to flooding. These actions help power companies, hospitals, and schools continue to provide public services now and into the future. Natural solutions also encourage resilience to sea level rise and its resulting hazards. Using gravel for a driveway instead of concrete, encouraging open space, and minimizing impervious surfaces all helps water absorb into the ground, reducing flooding. Green shoreline defenses such as combinations of marshes and breakwaters adapt to sea level rise and reduce flooding at a lower cost than traditional methods. But the most important thing you can do is talk to your friends and neighbors to encourage action and awareness. Having open conversations about sea level rise issues in our communities is a necessary step to facing these challenges successfully.